Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. My name is Ace, and I got another TF2 video here for you. Not a live commentary, no. The gameplay that you see in the background is just some gameplay that I recorded just because I could, not because I needed to or anything, because this video is going to be about move those X things up, these updates that are coming around. A lot of people have been asking me to give my 2 cents about it, and I kind of was holding back on it, because there are only pieces of the update that are getting through, and they're not really showing exactly how they will implement some of these things. They are, of course, showing left and right how they will do it, but I don't have enough data to really define a proper opinion about it. But a lot of people have been asking about it constantly, so I will work with what I've got. Just keep in mind, the more data I will get, the more likely my opinions will change. So keep an open mind. I will put the links that I use to make this video, the information that I've used, in the description box below, so you can follow with me. And we'll start off with the post that is called "Move Those Maps Up," because there are 2 important things about move those maps up: exploits and new maps. Starting off with the easiest thing, I suppose, is the new maps, CP process, as well as CP standing. Now, these are not really quote-unquote new maps, as these maps have been used on competitive TF2 quite a lot, especially CP process. I'm very familiar with that map. CP standing, I've seen it in action a few times, but I think that process is more used overall. I think, don't quote me on that, but that's how I perceive it. And these maps are pretty much tested in the sense that a lot of competitive players have been playing on it, and it's been successful so far. Which is, I suppose, also one of the reasons, if not the main reason, why Valve was like, well, these maps are kind of loved, maybe we should like implement them. And if you think about the fact that Valve was also working on getting that competitive system into play, and as rumor has it, they might also actually work on different types within that competitive play at some point, I suppose. I think they start off with Highlander. They might do some 6s once the system is sorted, but that's just a matter of progression. It's a natural form of progression if the system works, but I think they're just going to start off with Highlander, because that's the closest to what the game is right now, and see how that turns out, and they can always expand upon it if required. But yeah, I think that the reason why they chose those competitive maps is because they are well tested, they are well known, well loved, and of course having in the back of their mind as well that competitive is becoming more loved in the TF2 community itself. Well, it kind of makes sense that they pick these maps. So just let me know what you think in the comments below about these 2 maps. Let's keep it healthy in the comments, by the way. I know updates tend to spawn discussions then that could possibly go haywire, but let's keep it classy, let's keep it clean. Alright, the other part of this particular post, these exploits that could be used in certain maps. For example, Badwater is one of the examples that they pull out, which is kind of a map that has several exploits. Of course, you have that sentry spot that you can build for blue and spawn. You can use these very, very annoying sentry jump spots, and then you can build an entire sentry nest up in a spot that's almost impossible to defeat. It's a wonderful thing. Unfortunately, for the people that like to use it, it's getting nerfed. And that's kind of okay, because there are several maps out there that you could use, instead of, yeah, it's more of exploiting, I suppose, than clever use of game mechanics. And they are fixing that, which is a good thing. I'm quite happy that they are fixing things, instead of just adding new stuff to the pile. Like, when a company just keeps on adding stuff, instead of fixing old stuff that is inherently broken, I always scratch my head and get a little bit annoyed personally. I'm not sure how you guys feel about that, but that's how I feel about that. And seeing that after such a bloody long time that the Valve, I don't know, fixers, I guess, because I suppose it's a different department than the actual creators and so, but the people that fix the exploits and fix bugs and such, that they finally have listened and they are finally working on that. It's a good thing, a very good sign that they finally start to take the community a tad bit more serious. Which is kind of awesome, because Valve is very much community driven. so that they take it to the next level finally is a very awesome thing to see. So yeah, judging by, of course, the other maps that may be getting in here as well, just looking at some very quick parts of this particular post, they only mention Badwater overall. Because it says it's just one of the maps with fixes in the update. And this is one of the things that I pointed out at the beginning of the video. Not enough data to really give me a working opinion that is legit and proper, because they only give like slithers of information. So let's talk about different slithers of information, which is the post, move those weapons up. And I'm quite happy with this, guys. I'm honestly quite happy with this. Due to the fact that a few things are getting fixed. For example, if you look at the soldier, the battalion's backup is getting not necessarily fixed, but buffed, I suppose. Due to the fact that it barely got used. They also talk about that it's like less than 15% of all players that have it use it. Buff banner, of course, is just too good to be giving up if you do want a buff secondary. It's arguably better to have a shotgun with you, but that's a discussion for a different time. So yeah, Battalion's backup finally getting buffed in the sense that doing damage will increase it, as well as the damage reduction or the actual buff side of that particular item is also getting buffed, ironically. Overall, do I think it's going to be used? Yes, it will be used more, especially after the update, clearly. But do I think the buff banner will lose? No, I still think that the buff banner will be preferred. Because I think that in a game like this, doing more damage is better than giving your team a damage reduction buff. I think that's just my personal opinion, especially when you look at the damage counters for a lot of the low health classes. At least the amount of damage that they can take even with the Battalion's backup. Unless the Battalion's backup damage reduction goes a little bit through the roof, and perhaps can be considered overpowered. I don't think that overall, once everything settles down, it will be used more than the buff banner. But that's just a thought that I had, you know. It's an assumption that I have with the current data that I've received from this post, which means it can change and probably will change depending on the information that I will get. So that's one of the items. The other item that I am really happy about is, of course, the Dead Ringer. It will finally be nerfed. They don't really speak about the actual stats that will be nerfed, but it will require you to have more skill to get away after you become practically invulnerable to anything that could possibly kill you, unless you have 1 health left or so. So it's going to be easier to chase down Dead Ringer spies and give the final killing blow, which is a good thing, because I hate spies. Nothing personal to you guys, but I bloody hate them, and I want to see them get removed from the game. That won't happen, but I just hate spies. I hate things that turn invisible in any game. Smite, TF2, Dota 2, any game, even if it's a single player game. I hate things that are invisible. So anything that nerfs invisibility for the enemy, I'm okay with that. And hopefully it will also tone down the spy usage a tad bit. I'm not sure that will happen, because I still think, oh god, spy, 1-hit kill, yes, let's do this. But I think overall that I still hope it tones it a little bit down, and hopefully gives us a less chance to get a team of like 6 spies on a 9 group map, I suppose, or 12. I suppose it's usually 12 versus 12, but you kind of get the idea that the majority of your team is spies. So hopefully that will tone down a little bit when the Dead Ringer gets nerfed. Unfortunately, nothing yet about the mini sentry. Unfortunately, I would really love to see that thing getting nerfed a tad bit. Not sure how, but I would love that. And they also talk about the set bonuses. They stopped making set bonuses with actual stat buffs a while ago for very obvious reasons. But they now are talking about changing it up a little bit, because sometimes you can't see if a set bonus is active because the invisible weapons. And with invisible weapons, I mean, for example, the Mad Milk. If you look for the Milkman set on the Scout, if he's using a scattergun, you can't see if he is wearing the fish or the Mad Milk, right? So you can't really necessarily know if he has more health. Same thing with the Sniper. You don't know if he actually has the complete set, if he's just sniping. So they are moving that about a little bit. They are saying, and I quote, "We are not abandoning the bonuses outright. Instead, we are moving, or we have moved the gameplay bonuses to the specific items within the sets and introduced new bonuses to these sets that won't affect gameplay balance. So that's very interesting to see. I'm not sure how that's actually going to turn out, but it looks like you will be able to tell clearly that the set is active, and you might get some cosmetic effects if you use a set bonus, which is wonderful. That's what I like. If you have a set that you are using, I would love to see a cosmetic effect being enabled. That would be a good thing. And I feel like right now it feels like, oh, if you wear this particular headpiece, you get the entire set bonus. That was previously the set bonus, but after this update, it's not really the set bonus, it's more just the bonus of that particular item. So if you wear a certain hat, you can't get headshot, for example. That seems a little bit OP. And I hope that's not going to be the way they are going to implement it. I will see what it turns into. I hope. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Keep it clean once again. I hope you guys enjoyed my thoughts about these subjects. The more information will come out, the more videos I will make about it. And I will catch you guys next time. Take care.